Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Adam Green here with No More News. Thank you all for joining me today, Wednesday, July 30th, 2025. Have so much to talk about with you guys today. Tons of stuff to cover. We got Israel kvetching because now France and England are announcing they are going to declare a Palestinian state or recognize Palestinian statehood. Donald Trump appears to be opposed to it right now, but he also is signaling that there's a lot of kids starving in Gaza, so we'll see where that goes. I've been thinking that there's going to be talk of Trump going along with a two-state solution and Palestinian statehood in the West Bank. We will see how that turns out. We're going to get into that. We've got them trying to pass new anti-Semitism laws and the push for the rise in anti-Semitism in Edom. We've got a great edit, see through it all made, of Rabbi Roseanne. It's an anti-Edom rant against enemies of the Torah, We'll recap again. I covered yesterday with Uber Boyo, but some of the Sydney Sweeney American Eagle stuff. It's actually, everybody's calling it Nazi propaganda, and it's the CEO of American Eagle is a high-level Jewish billionaire that even has his own Talmud translation, the Schottenstein Talmud, and he donates and works closely with Chabad Lubavitch as well, so we'll cover that again, and a bunch of other stuff. These guys, Cole Davis at the protest in Australia, some shady business with the Jewish guy Avi Yemeni over there, trying to set up to have a villain to dunk on. Anyway, tons of stuff. This show is only made possible thanks to you guys and your support. Power Chat link is in the description below and in the live chat over on Odyssey and Rumble, where we're streaming now. Also on Kick, BitChute, X, nomorenews.org to find all those. Lucas Gage says, screw you Nordic jeans. That's funny. Yeah, we're getting into the Nordic, the blue-eye jeans. Sydney Sweeney's blue-eyed jeans. It's funny. Okay, so Power Chats, subscribe star link below. Always look forward to seeing what you guys have to say in the Power Chat. Your comment will be read on the stream, and that's how you can support the channel. Trump first says that establishing a Palestinian state would be like rewarding Hamas and that he won't do it. Is he going to stick with this argument? Because Hamas is in Gaza and the PLO condemns Hamas and the PLO is in the West Bank. They're not even the same thing.
Is there any use at all in pressuring Israel now to come to some sort of longer-term solution?
Well, you could make the case that you're rewarding people, that, you're rewarding Hamas if you do that. And I don't think they should be rewarded. So I'm not in that camp, to be honest. We'll let you know where we are in, but I am not in that camp.
Mr. President,
because if you do that, you really are rewarding Hamas.
The West Bank's been wanting statehood. The issue of Palestinian statehood goes back many decades. And now because Hamas does something in the Gaza Strip on October 7th, now you can never give Palestine a state because it's rewarding them. Come on. This is the Zionist talking point, by the way, their go-to talking point.
And I'm not about to do that.
Is there any use at all?
Not about to do that. But he's also counter-signaling with all this starving going on in Gaza. Maybe that's him trying to compensate for being opposed to it. Here's the statement of Prime Minister of England, Starmer, saying he's going to recognize a Palestinian state unless the Israeli government agrees to a long-term ceasefire and rectifies the humanitarian crisis in Gaza, among other demands.
Because of a catastrophic failure.
Catastrophic.
On the 7th of October 2023, Hamas perpetrated the worst massacre in Israel's history. Every day since then, the horror has continued. The hostages are still being held today. The Palestinian people have endured terrible suffering. Now, in Gaza, because of a catastrophic failure of aid, we see starving babies, children too weak to stand, images that will stay with us for a lifetime. The suffering must end. Yesterday, I discussed this with President Trump, and we're mounting a major effort to get humanitarian supplies back in by air, and UK aid has been airdropped into Gaza today, and crucially, by land.
Macron announced last week that they're going to recognize a Palestinian state as well.
We need to see at least 500 trucks entering Gaza every day. But ultimately, the only way to bring this humanitarian crisis to an end is through a long-term settlement. So we are supporting the US, Egyptian and Qatari efforts to secure a vital ceasefire. That ceasefire must be sustainable, and it must...
Yeah, as if the U.S. is really trying to get a ceasefire going. Come on.
...lead to a wider peace plan, which we're developing with our international partners. This plan will deliver security and proper governance in Gaza and pave the way for negotiations on a two-state solution. Our goal remains a safe and secure Israel alongside a viable and sovereign Palestinian state. But right now, that goal is under pressure like never before. I've always said that we will recognize a Palestinian state as a contribution to a proper peace process at the moment of maximum impact for the two-state solution. With that solution now under threat, this is the moment to act. So today, as part of this process towards peace, I can confirm the UK will recognise the State of Palestine by the United Nations General Assembly in September, unless the Israeli government takes substantive steps to end the appalling situation in Gaza, agree to a ceasefire.
So it's an ultimatum. Israel has to do a ceasefire, help Gaza with aid,
and commit to a long-term sustainable peace, reviving the prospect of a two-state solution. And this includes allowing the UN to restart the supply of aid and making clear that there will be no annexations in the West Bank.
No annexations in the West Bank, huh? So we got England and France now, Edom, some of the Edom countries, maybe even America is going to get on board at some point with this, pressuring Israel to dividing the land of Israel. So Edom, the world, the nations turning against Israel, trying to divide and take Jerusalem is how they'll spin it. And that'll be used as the pretext for the evil white supremacist West.
The terrorists of Hamas is unchanged and unequivocal. They must immediately release all of the hostages, sign up to a ceasefire, disarm, and accept that they will play no part in the government of Gaza.
You know, they're really putting their foot down now, right? Like 2 years too late.
And we'll make an assessment in September on how far the parties have met these steps. But no one
60 years too late
over our decision. So this is the way forward. We will keep working with all our international partners to end the suffering, get aid flooding into Gaza, and deliver a more stable future for the Middle East. Because I know that is what the British people desperately want to see.
Okay, seems pretty reasonable, right? The Jewish organizations are kvetching so hard. Here they are, the Israeli Knesset speaker has a walkout.
What you call a rewarding Hamas by recognizing a Palestinian state in light of October 7th.
Isn't it funny how Trump has the exact same talking point, rewarding Hamas?
Rewarding Hamas by recognizing a Palestinian state in light of October 7th will not bring stability, coexistence and cooperation. It will bring more murder of Israelis and Jews. If you wish for that, if you wish what you call a Palestinian state, put it up in London, in Paris, in your countries, which become more and more similar to the Middle East. Rewarding Hamas.
Whoa, your countries are more and more similar to the Middle East. See how they rub it in? You're gonna take the Muslims. You stole their land because you think you're chosen by God and he gave it to you. And then now we're going to say, hey, get along and stop killing them. And you're going to say, you take them all in and you're being replaced by Muslims. Thanks a lot.
More and more similar to the Middle East.
Greatest ally. And they're all walking out on him. Iranian, Palestinian, Yemeni delegations are walking out. Global Parliamentary Summit, as he keeps talking. AIPAC is seething. They say, by threatening, what do you want to bet? They're going to say, rewarding Hamas. By threatening to unilaterally recognize a Palestinian state, Prime Minister Starmer joins Macron in rewarding Hamas for its barbaric terrorism against the Jewish state and its refusal. They act like this wasn't like the main thing, a two-state solution, for a long time before this. They thought that they're going to just allow October 7th to happen, and then now they get away with never having a peace deal with the West Bank. Starmer's demand that Israel agree to a ceasefire is a sick rewriting of history that only benefits Hamas and extends this terrible war. So, yeah, calling for a ceasefire extends the war. Okay. Time and again, Israel has accepted U.S. brokering deals with Hamas, rejected them, including just last week. Not true. Starmer and Macron and other world leaders are undermining the Trump administration's pursuit of peace when they should be joining with the president to unequivocally condemn Hamas for rejecting these offers. He started by condemning Hamas in October 7th. Hamas is not the PLO in the West Bank. It's like they think everybody's stupid to try to conflate the two together. The path to permanent peace is through direct bilateral talks between Israel and Palestinians who reject Hamas's eliminationist ideology. Abbas and the PLO has condemned Hamas. The primary impediment to peace and an end to the humanitarian tragedy is the continued rule and existence of Hamas in Gaza. Israel has taken the unprecedented step during wartime of surging aid to civilians in a war zone from which a barbaric attack was launched on its own citizens. But rather than recognizing this fact, Great Britain and France would reward the aggressor. You're the aggressor, guys. Come on. You've killed so many tens of thousands. You're the aggressor. You've got the advanced military and the fighter jets and the missiles. You are the aggressor. They're still trying to play victim here. This would not just, nor would it bring peace and reconciliation any closer to reality. So that's the AIPAC press release. But Ibrith also vehemently seething. They condemn Starmer's hypocritical and reckless ultimatum threatening to recognize a Palestinian state. Starmer reaffirms that Hamas is a terrorist organization, yet pressures Israel to make peace with those very terrorists, placing zero blame on Hamas for the ongoing war. They're just lying. He's blamed Hamas. They're still talking about getting rid of Hamas. And again, conflating the peace with the PLO and a statehood in the West Bank. Trump's taking Gaza. Israel's flattened Gaza. Gaza's not going to be the Palestinian state. They're not going to have Israeli land separating two Palestinian states. This is, ADL's parent company too, by the way. Britain's threat to recognize Palestinian state with Hamas still holds Israeli hostages, rewards terrorism, not genuine peace. We hear a whole lot about the Israeli hostages in Gaza. What about all the hostages and people in prisons that Israel has had? Palestinians in prisons for decades. Here's Trump. He made a statement the other day about this. And then again on the plane about his crocodile tears that he's crying for the starving kids in Gaza.
Cold-hearted or worse than that.
Can I ask about the First Lady? You mentioned a couple of weeks ago her role in talking to you about the war in Ukraine and perhaps a big part of your evolution in thinking. Have you discussed the crisis in Gaza and the terrifying...
I have, and she thinks it's terrible, and she sees the same pictures that you see. And that we all see, and I think everybody, unless they're pretty cold-hearted or worse than that, nuts. There's nothing you can say other than it's terrible when you see the kids, and those are kids, whether...
So how about, like, you say, how could you be, what was it, a weak person, no heart?
Worse than that, nuts. See, and I think everybody, unless they're pretty cold-hearted, or worse than that, nuts.
So cold-hearted or nuts if you're not caring about the bombed kids and starving kids in Gaza. Like, kind of like Randy Fine. Randy Fine, the congressman that you endorsed, that's always tweeting about stuff, about anti-Gaza stuff. He's some of the worst, let alone the Israelis, what the Israelis have said, and the Zionists. But Randy Fine, like the guy you endorsed, talk about heartless. He's so extreme, apparently it's being reported that even AIPAC has kicked him out. He's too hardcore for AIPAC. Randy Fine.
There's nothing you can say other than it's terrible when you see the kids. And those are kids, you know, whether they talk starvation or not, those are kids that are starving. I mean, they are starving. And you see the mothers, they love them so much, and there's just nothing they seem to be able to do. They got to get them food, and we're going to get them food.
It's funny that Trump's saying this meanwhile the Zionists are all saying everywhere, there's nobody starving, it's all a lie, this is blood libels, and he just comes out and confirms it that they are starving. He said it the other day,
Also
too.
going to make sure
This is in his talking
going to
points
be
now.
working with the United States. We'll be helping with the food. You know, we have a lot of access to food. We got a lot of food ourselves, and we're going to bring it over there. We're also going to make sure that they don't have barriers stopping people. You know, you've seen the areas where they actually have food, and the people are screaming for the food, and they're 35, 40 yards away, and they won't let them because they have lines that are set up. And whether they're set up by Hamas or whoever, but they're very strict lines.
Whoever, whether it's Hamas or Israel that's blocking the aid,
We
whatever.
have to get rid of those lines. But we're going to be getting some good, strong food. We can save a lot of people. I mean, some of those kids that's real starvation stuff. I see it.
Trump saving the children.
You can't fake that. So we're going to be even more.
Can't fake it. The Zionists claim that they're faking it, by the way. Hollywood. Yeah, Israel's not denying the genocide in Gaza. They're just claim that the numbers are being exaggerated for political purposes.
We did some airlifts before, some airdrops, and the people are running for it. And the Prime Minister is going to help us. They're very effective with that. You've done that before, and
Right.
they've done that for 100 years very well. So it's not very hard to do, actually.
Yeah, it's funny with all this Epstein, Ghislaine Maxwell stuff going on right now. And we wonder if Trump is going to hop on board with Macron in the UK in threatening Israel with Palestinian statehood while they got possible blackmail on him, very likely blackmail on him. Have to take that into account. Here he is commenting again on Epstein, trying to distance himself.
People keep writing stories about the time he threw him out of Mar-a-Lago. Can you settle that? What was it about? What caused the breach with him?
He said, why did you kick him out of Mar-a-Lago?
That's such old history. Very easy to explain, but I don't want to waste your time by explaining it. But for years, I wouldn't talk to Jeffrey Epstein. I wouldn't talk because he did something that was inappropriate. He hired help. And I said, don't ever do that again. He stole people that worked for me. I said, don't ever do that again. He did it again. And I threw him out of the place, persona non grata.
He stole people that worked for him. What, he would come to Mar-a-Lago and talk to the young waitresses and say, hey, you want to learn how to be a massage? You want to come hang out on the boat? You want to come go to the island and do massages?
I
Wink,
threw
wink.
him out, and that was it. I'm glad I did, if you want to know the truth. Yeah.
People keep writing stories about the time he threw him out of Mar-a-Lago.
This is kind of funny. All of these Freudian slips that we've seen the Zionists been doing since October 7th, there's a prophecy. As the scriptures foretold, their tongues will testify against them in the Quran. But it is funny, these Freudian slips. The music is kind of good on this, too.
Do not use other genocides to describe this one. I have been...
We are not the victims. Sorry, we are the victims.
Where
can tell you that we are not targeting anyone else in Gaza but civilians. Hamas is cynically,
to launch a wholly unjustified and brutal invasion of Iraq. Of Ukraine.
Do not use other.
The prophecy is unfolding. The Quran predicted everything. They're Freudian slipping because they've got a guilty conscience. Just as the prophets foretold. No, kind of funny. I'm kidding, but that's kind of funny. Okay, so now let's get into the anti-Semitism narrative. Number one, hold on. All of these aren't loading for some reason. They're all attacking Fresh and Fit. They had some black stripper on that said some stuff. And now here's this where I want to start, though. A bipartisan pair of AIPAC-funded congressmen have introduced new Anti-Defamation League-backed bill to censor, that's ADL teaming up with AIPAC, to censor social media sites as a way to, quote-unquote, crack down on anti-Semitism. The bill is a blatant attack on the First Amendment rights of all Americans. There's the clip.
Media companies release
This AIPAC, Josh, and Bacon. Hey, Bacon, Don Bacon, you are not kosher. You are certified not kosher. Introduce ADL-backed Stop Hate Act to censor the internet and suppress anti-Semitism. Everyday social media companies fail to comply with their demands will result in a $5 million fine. Wow.
detailed public reports of violations of their terms of.
They're working to shut it down.
This bipartisan legislation will require social media companies to release detailed public reports of violations of their terms of service and to outline how they're addressing these violations, which includes the use of their platforms by terrorist groups. Every day companies fail to report this information, it will result in a $5 million fine. Social media companies can no longer hide the crimes that take place on their platforms, especially when they pose a threat to America.
Look at him up here like, don't say we have any power. Don't say we're censoring the internet. We'll ban you from the internet, goy. We're going to charge you $5 million if you don't censor everybody that criticizes Israel and Jews, all right, goy?
National security. And we're very proud this bill has the backing of the Anti-Defamation League.
I saw anti-Semitism for the first time when I was 15 years old. I had good parents who taught me it was wrong.
Christian, by the way. Bacon. Mr. Bacon is Christian, not Jewish. Could you imagine that? A Jewish guy with the last name Bacon?
Left a lasting impression on seeing my first incident as a teenager. And if you're on my social media, you see it every day from people that are responding back with what I consider clearly anti-Semitic kind of messages on social media. I even saw a article today, it was about me, but it was talking about we got to oppose congressmen who are pro-Zionists, right? And you're like, in other words, it's all over our social media.
So you're going to ban us from saying that you're pro-Zionist while you're passing anti-Semitism laws on stage with Jonathan Greenblatt? That's the worst you could say, is that somebody called you a Zionist?
And it's unacceptable. And when I saw the protests out here the last 2 days, they were vile, right? They were, you could see the anti-Semitism in their comments and how they were treating some of our members of Congress who are Jewish. I saw that firsthand. It's unacceptable. And so
unacceptable to point out Jews in our government selling us out to a foreign nation and coming for our First Amendment. Unacceptable. No protesting Israel allowed.
Country that makes clear that anti-Semitism or any kind of racism is repugnant, unacceptable, not allowed in my space, and with zero tolerance for it. And people should feel like that they're scorned for having these ideas and espousing these ideals. And we need to work with our social media companies to clean this up, because what is going on is wrong. And I think it's further influencing other more people that can be influenced by what they're saying that this is acceptable behavior. It is not. So we need to hold these companies accountable and work with them to take it off the airwaves. So I'm glad to work with my good friend on this. And I appreciate Mr. Greenblatt being here as well.
I applaud Congressman Gottheimer, Congressman Bacon for reintroducing the Stop Hate Act. It's bipartisan.
Donald D. Trump sent $5 al-Imam alive 5 Bashar Assad.
I don't know what you said there.
Donald D. Trump sent $5 al-Imam alive 5 Bashar Assad.
Oh, thank you again. Why are you saying Bashar Assad? I don't get it. Have we talked about Muslims?
Anonymous sent $5 Adam. How did you get ahead of the curve so quickly? Although it looks like people are now beginning to catch up to you, you were years ahead of them. Could you tell me your secret?
Tapped into the internet? I don't know. It was kind of everywhere from my perception. Like the Zionist stuff and the Jew stuff is everywhere. But I was an early adopter, I guess you could say. Not the earliest of adopters, but still an early adopter before the curve hit.
That's launched not because they are Democrat or Republican, because they're patriots.
Patriots. This is what patriots look like. Censoring you for me.
To hold the tech companies accountable and get them to curb the content.
Hold them accountable and get them to ban. These two congressmen have also, or one of them, put forward a bill to transfer American B-2 stealth bombers and bunker busters to Israel. Oh, but somebody called him a Zionist. How dare. Just so busy arming Israel and then censoring us for their Zionist agenda. Unreal. TikTok's new hate speech manager is a former Biden advisor, former IDF instructor, and a committed, quote-unquote, committed Zionist. TikTok's new hate speech manager is a, quote-unquote, committed Zionist.
In the summer of 2014, after my sophomore year, like many of my friends, I had a summer internship, a Goldman Fellowship at AJC.
White_stag sent $5 on Rumble. Just look at the Star of David on top of the American Eagle of Edom. Says it all.
Yep. It's always been there, right at the top. American Jewish Committee, she was a fellow. Is that what she said? Well, I guess TikTok is cooked. I guess this was part of the negotiations of them trying to shut down TikTok. They're like, here, you can stay alive if you put this person in charge of the censorship. No wonder my TikToks have never been able to get any traction.
I had a summer internship, a Goldman Fellowship at AJC. I came to work each morning as Israel engaged in one of the larger military operations of my lifetime, Tzuk Eitan, Operation Protective Edge. That summer,
she considers herself part of the military operation to shut it down on TikTok.
Realized how impactful my Jewish upbringing and education was. I simultaneously realized how passionate my own Zionist identity had become. I knew the well-being of Jews worldwide and the security of Israel would be issues of lifelong importance to me. I grew up in a traditional Jewish household, but in an untraditional decision, after graduating from Michigan, I made Aliyah and enlisted in the Israel Defense Forces.
Oh my God.
I spent the next 2 years serving as a Madrichat Shirion, an instructor in the Armored Corps. To many, this might seem like a contradiction. For a woman who identifies as liberal and progressive to be a Zionist so committed as to join the IDF, for me, these two identities go hand in hand. My American, Israeli, Jewish progressive identity is complex and layered.
Don't talk about dual loyalty, though, guys. Remember? Dual loyalty is a trope. She's so Israel first.
And it's full of rich Jewish values. It is my own, but connected to my parents, grandparents, and great-grandparents' experiences. My identity was shaped by my upbringing, but cemented by my life experiences and my own decisions.
Meanwhile, so Jewish identity, Jewish pride, all of this stuff. If a white person were to say everything identical to what she said, the AJC and the ADL and Israel would be all over him, attacking them as white supremacists.
It's defined by me alone, but still connected to the modern world in which I live and to the greater Jewish story that has spanned generations. I'm a proud American Jew.
Wow. I'm an American. That's a real patriot. Jack Stone says it's going to be AI program with the IHRA definition of anti-Semitism. And de facto the 7 Noahide laws, right? No blasphemy, no idol worship, no criticism of God or God's chosen people. Here's the narrative now. Proclaiming justice to the nations, the light, Arut Sheva, the light to the nations, the justice to the nations. She sees that here's the talking point. How many times have we talked about it? We are seeing the 1930s return again to the United States. That's the whole narrative that they want. Trump's anti-Semitism czar, the Chabad rabbi, as soon as he got nominated, that's the first thing, the quote that he gave as well. This is Jonathan Greenblatt's book, It Could Happen Here. Feels like I'm taking crazy pills. This is the narrative. The Fourth Reich in America, Edom, American Eagle, eugenics, blonde hair, blue-eyed babes, put out by Chabadniks.
Well, we've seen what's happened with the Democrat Party. We are seeing the 1930s return again in the United States of America. And we have...
They're following the same template. The Goyim nation persecutes the Jews. The white supremacist, evil Western Edom tries to genocide Israel, and then they rise up and destroy them with God.
We are seeing the 1930s return again in the United States of America. And we have to speak out against these people that are pushing this isolationist viewpoint, this anti-Israel, it's anti-Semitic position.
So this is, you're saying, while many are focusing on the protests, for example, or the anti-Semitism, which is more the radical left or the radical Islam, of course, you're saying that this radical right, this woke right, is dangerous?
Tucker Carlson, Candace Owens, look at the things that they are saying. There's even people have started to raise concern about Charlie Kirk. He's made some isolationist comments about...
Blue6 Gorillion sent $10 on Rumble. Where's your little bar for your stream goal?
Oh. There it is. Oh, I don't think that's right. I got to do a refresh, I think. Yeah, she's like, Tucker Carlson and Charlie Kirk, they're so anti-Semitic. It's just like Nazi Germany. Charlie Kirk is Nazi Germany now? Okay.
Candace Owens, look at the things that they are saying. There's even people have started to raise concern about Charlie Kirk. He's made some isolationist comments about, you know, supporting Israel as well. We have to be very careful. We cannot tolerate, as American citizens, even within the Republican, the Conservative Party, we can't tolerate these people. We've seen what's happened with the Democrat Party. We've got a guy that is a pro-terrorist.
We can't tolerate Tucker Carlson and Charlie Kirk and Candace Owens.
Guy who's running for mayor in New York City. This is deeply disturbing that this is happening in the United States of America, and we've got people that are interviewing terrorist sponsors, and you know, we've got what's happening with Iran happening. We have
Charlie Kirk is a Nazi
and supporting and
just like 1930s
Tucker
Germany.
Carlson, for example, has interviewed the leader of Iran. He's interviewed the leader of Qatar.
Oh my God, you're not allowed to talk to world leaders that Israel's at war with. No, we are only allowed to hear the Israeli propaganda. We can't hear from their enemies. We got to shut that down.
This is very disturbing that we would give FaceTime to a person like this.
Now, tell us a bit about this really special project you're working on, the Lost Jews of the Inquisition.
Well, this is actually a personal project for me personally. My family is descended from Conversos Marranos. And, you know, after seeing what's happened with the whole immigration issue in the United States, it occurred to me, I'll bet you these people, a lot of these immigrants who come here legally to the United States legally or even illegally, don't realize that they may also be of Hispanic Latino descent. My great-grandfather on his deathbed called his children to his bedside, told them...
She's trying to find the lost Jews, the lost Converso Jews. They're going to start DNA testing all the Spaniards and seeing if they're Marranos.
That
Cryptos,
leave this earth without telling us.
The fuck is this bitch on about? She's gonna find the lost Jews amongst the cryptos, like Fuentes. Yeah, that she's like, actually, we identified Nick Fuentes is a Sephardic name. His family fled and converted to Catholicism just to stay alive. Yeah, it'll be Fuentes. Yeah, good one, Jake. You're true. The lost tribe, Fuentes. That's funny. Fox News is at the point now where they're crying for hate speech laws to silence criticism of Jews in Israel.
Protected against.
100%.
All I'm asking for is I believe in free speech.
Remember Fox News even had on Greenblatt recently, and he's had a wild one. He had a wild liner in there. It was something like anti-Zionism is genocide or something even worse than that. I can't remember.
All I'm asking for is I believe in free speech, but I also believe that hate speech should be protected against.
100%.
And that's it.
Yeah.
There is no such thing as hate speech. You can call something hateful, but there's no protections against speech. You don't lose your First Amendment because you hate what somebody says. And Fox News is now doing, this used to be the liberal line, right? Now even Fox News, my First Amendment, and this is where the First Amendment is at today.
All I'm asking for is I believe in free speech, but I also believe that hate speech should be protected against.
100%.
And that's it.
Yeah. All right.
For me, I've lived through hate my entire life. I experienced Islamophobia for my whole life. After 9/11, my dad was called Osama bin Laden. And so I lived through periods where individuals are targeted because of how they look. And I say no to all of that, and I say no to the anti-Semitism that is really frightening all over the streets of New York City right now.
Your dad lives in New York?
My dad lives in California.
California, okay.
Yeah.
So I love how Fox News gets the Muslim guy on, the Arab guy on to kvetch about anti-Semitism.
Mamdani did an interview
real
last
strategic.
Thursday, New York One local TV, was asked about the whole globalized the Antifada phrase and answered it this way. Watch here.
For some New Yorkers, this phrase is one that refers to civil disobedience and protest, a call to end the Israelis. And
a lot way, which is why I made the video. I made the video because I said, listen, I relate to you. I'm a brown man who experienced Islamophobia my whole life, and now I'm experiencing anti-Semitism in a really scary way. And I want you to prioritize a coalition that makes it so that Jews will feel safe in this city if he becomes the mayor.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, that was a pretty shocking comment he made. Singer Sephardic.
I also believe that hate countries, my grandfather was a civil rights activist. I have family members who are firefighters. And in my dad's side, they didn't leave Yemen because it was great. They were second-class citizens. And so all I'm asking for is I believe in free speech, but I also believe that hate speech should be protected against.
100%.
Wow. I believe in free speech, but I want to censor critics of Jews and Muslims. Dude, come on. Don't you love how foreigners come here and then say, you can't say, come after our First Amendment? Here's Charlie Kirk, the Nazi, according to the other lady, with his focus group, his struggle session about anti-Semitism. I wanted to see actually Greenblatt first on Fox News. Let's see if this is the clip.
So I applaud DOJ for taking a tough stance. And what I really want is whether it's social media influencers on Twitch and YouTube like Hassan Piker or other kind of promoters of hate on YouTube and TikTok like Guy Christensen, or like, these speakers at these graduations. It just happened the other day at MIT, spreading blood libels about the Jewish people or the Jewish state. It creates the conditions in which this kind of act is happening with increasing frequency. We've got to stop it once and for all. I hope the Trump administration will do just that.
Might by some people.
Yeah.
Does that resonate with you?
Oh yeah. Exactly.
You're not anti-Israel. You don't wish them harm. You're not, like cheering on Iran.
No, I support Israel. I think they're our ally. I want them.
But you would be called an anti-Semite by some people for saying this.
And I think that's ridiculous. I don't hate Jews because I think a nation should defend themselves.
Exactly.
Yeah. Like, I think that's the most ridiculous thing ever.
I feel like it's becoming like the word racism. Like, we just disagree with them, so we just have to call them a name. I don't think they're actually anti-Semitic. I think people just can't agree with them and they can't prove them wrong, so they just throw a word out and be like, "You're anti-Semitic because you think that."
Right, Liam. Saying that they're killing any kids in Gaza is a blood libel.
That we should stop sending our money there.
Something that I see amongst the people I'm around, I do see more like general disdain towards, just being honest, Jewish people.
That's correct.
Just because they're constantly being told that you hate Jews. And it's like, fine, if you're going to say I hate Jews over and over and over again, like, if I'm going to be convicted of the crime, I might as well do the crime. I fear the same thing happens with all the talk of race. The more we talk about it, the more we bring it up, the more racism actually happens.
This is like, I try to tell, thank you for saying this. Like,
this is so gay.
I try to tell these people and they're like, we must get more aggressive. And so like, let me ask a question. If we were to say, if we were to
his face there?
Because this is like, I try to tell, thank you for saying
oh, I'm coming. He's like, oh,
racism
that's so...
actually happens.
This is
the more we talk about it, the
Hold
more
on.
we bring it up, the more.
Dude. This is what nightmares are made of.
This is like, I try to tell, thank you for saying this. Like, because like, this is, I try to tell these people and they're like, we must get more aggressive. And so like, let me ask a question. If we were to say, if we were to remove, like if people said what Tucker said is anti-Semitic, I don't hold that view. But it's like a lot of people on Twitter are like calling us out and like, whatever. That's not gonna happen. But if we were to cancel Tucker, would anti-Semitism increase or decrease?
I think increase, because that means any supporter of Tucker Carlson's statement therefore makes them anti-Semite.
Guilt and association, 100%.
Exactly.
But the binary that's presented is that if you don't passionately...
It's like they're trying to play the release valves.
Talk about it, you are a hater. That's probably destructive for everybody involved. So for me, I'm trying to find this new path, which is, I love Israel. I visited there. My wife and I had the best experiences ever. I saw where Jesus rose from the dead and he walked on water. But also, I'm an American, and I represent a generation that can't afford anything, and that we are like flooded with illegals and no one speaks English and our hospitals are clogged. I think we need to have the prudence to reject the Jew hate. Like, okay, we're not gonna put up with that, that's dumb. But also, if you call everyone an anti-Semite, if they don't take a puritanical view of the Netanyahu government, then I think it's bad for everybody.
So would you guys all,
this is so lame,
to say welcome us not talking about Israel nearly as much?
Don't talk about it nearly as much. This is radicalizing me. I think this video, they're losing the framing. Nice focus group you got there. Look at this. Praise the Lord. Look at this Israel church. Hold on. Actually, I want to stick on the anti-Semitism thing for now. I wanted to go back and play this. They are kvetching so hard about this fresh and fit video. Bill Ackman, 20,000 likes. Listen to this. What is going on? This is the tier of criticism of Jews today. Canary Mission shared this. This got so much play, so many millions of views. All the Jews were sharing this around. Why? Why did they draw so much attention to it? Because they weaponize the victimhood. And seeing something like this, some unknown black OnlyFans girl, whoever she is, saying these things, they blew this up because it helps their narrative. It helps the anti-Semitism explosion in Edom narrative.
What do you guys think about Hitler?
What if the Jewish did something to the Germans that made them act a certain way, but nobody wants to talk about it? Like, the Jews don't want to take accountability.
They don't.
That's yes.
I'm with you on that one.
Okay. That's why like there was up to something, so the Germans wanted to take them out.
Like payback.
It had to be something. Like, Germans wanted to take them out, all of them out.
They're losing the blacks.
Damn near right. Everybody had to go mad.
This is what every single barbershop sounds like for the last 50 years.
It's like, it's somebody that mad. Here we go. Like, yeah, talk shit about them.
The Holocaust was the only way he can take out a huge population, like a huge amount of Jews all in one setting. But I already know what
they probably liked also that she's affirming that.
What's going on? Like, I'm not dumb. Like, I know, like, the Jews did something.
I'm not dumb. Whenever somebody starts off what they're about to say, saying they're not dumb, you're usually going to hear something really dumb.
What's going on? Like, I'm not dumb. Like, I know, like, the Jews did something. That's why they sent up here. They're trying to take back, like, they're trying to take back and get repercussions, especially.
They're getting their repercussions, nah, I mean, the repercussions. You mean reparations? I'm not dumb. These Jews just trying to get their repercussions, know what I mean? That's right. No, it's reparations.
Jews did something. That's why they sent up here. They're trying to take back, like they're trying to take back and get repercussions, especially from America, like from Americans. So they're taking over the government and stuff like that.
I'm telling you, how do we take them down?
How do we take them down?
Yeah.
I mean,
you see, in this is fresh or fit. I don't remember. Oh, this is fresh. This is like asking her to feg post. So what are we gonna do to take them down? Here. Let me lob you up a softball.
Gotta kill the motherfucker.
I had to say it.
Look at this girl.
I mean,
gotta kill the motherfucker.
I had to say it.
My bad, y'all. My bad.
Hitler, he had the plan.
See, this is their strength. This is the strength of the Jews, is being able to point at people and say, look, they want to genocide us. Look, they hate us all, and they want to genocide us. And the reason they clipped this up and shared it everywhere is because that is the strength of Jews. Do you not get this, guys? They love this, right, White Stag? And if she thinks that about Jews, what do you think she thinks about white people also, by the way?
But his plan was just too, like, very, like, gruesome, if you can say it.
Listen,
he said,
he had to do what he had to do.
But he had to do it.
He was like,
Listen, he was trying to save the world.
I agree.
It didn't work out. He did. Listen,
This girl seems so uncomfortable.
Jews are
Is she
the
Jewish?
reason why the healthcare system and everything around us in the government is collapsing, because they're sitting up here stealing away from the American people.
White devils. Everything's their fault. So there's a reason it's got 20,000 likes. There's a reason Bill Ackman shared it around. There's a reason Canary Mission clipped it. Embassy of Israel to the USA. Here's their compilation of Myron. Won't ever criticize the Torah, though. We'll do all of this type of cartoonish, stereotypical tropes and blood libels and all the things that actually help Jews, but won't ever criticize the Torah, the root of all Jewish identity and the whole Zionist agenda.
Hitler was right about y'all niggas. These dreidel spinning, yarmulke wearing, kibbutz inhabiting, genocidal fucks. Fuck you, motherfucker. I can say what the fuck I want to say, you dreidel spinning faggot. When Hitler came into power,
somehow Myron's still allowed on YouTube too, by the way. I never said anything close to the things Myron says. He's still allowed on YouTube. I'm not. He has a Rumble deal. I'm not even allowed a check mark. Myron's manager is a Russian Jew that's into gematria. I talked to him on a space.
he wanted to rid Germany.
Is he a Fed? Well, he literally worked for the Feds. I don't know that he still is, but he talks about all the time he was like Homeland Security or something.
Of Jewish influence, because he understood that Jews don't necessarily care so much about the host country, rather they care about each other and then having their own country.
I'm reading Mein Kampf right now. I'm a free thinker. I like to look at all different things. I don't believe a lot of the history of World War II.
Yo, he really cut.
Oh!
Yo, that's not the
Oh my God, bro. Hitler? I don't even know how to say his first name.
Germany is a failed nation. You guys are owned by the Jews. You guys were better off with Hitler in charge, if I'm going to be honest.
He definitely brought Germany back from the brink of collapse.
I think Hitler was widely misrepresented. I don't think he's as evil as history says he is. She fucking said the mustache man was a visionary. So y'all got to go over there and like that shit and support it when she says that type of shit. The Jews declared war on Hitler first. The Holocaust is the base. If we debunk the Holocaust, the whole fucking house of cards comes crashing down. The gas chambers, questionable. The cremations, nearly impossible. The witnesses, not really credible. They never found any real documentation saying we need to kill the Jews. We are occupied and controlled by fucking Jews. It is what it is. World Jewry and the power and influence of Zionist Jews all across the world has been a thing for a while. We know who runs the central banks. We know who fucking controls the politics here in the United States, and it's a fucking problem, all right? We need to figure out a way to take our country back from these Jewish supremacists. I fucking said it.
Nothing in there was anything near as bad as the two black women on his show, but they're still saying this is not free speech. This is hate speech. No, that is free speech. You can hate it. You can think he hates. Right, yeah, exactly. He says the whole house of cards comes down if you expose the Holocaust. How about if you debunk the Bible? The whole paradigm comes down. They don't want to do that, though. I don't know if he's Muslim or former Muslim. I know his co-host Fresh wears a Christian cross. No talk. They'll JQ and hate on Jews all day, but will they ever say anything bad about the Torah? No.
Railroad Hobo sent $10. Here's the Gaza endgame. They're going to starve and kill everyone, move in settlers, then in a few years everyone will be gaslit that no Arabs were ever there.
5,000 likes. This is not free speech. This is hate speech. This is incitement. This is anti-Semitism in its rawest form, most violent form. Venomous tirade praising Hitler, denying the Holocaust. Take our country back from Jewish supremacists. This is not commentary. It's fascist propaganda. It's the language of those who brought about Auschwitz, who lit the ovens, who now seek to sanitize that horror for a new generation. This is a red line cross smeared in blood. So all this talk about this is not free speech, this is hate speech, they're trying to shut down. You have to believe the official story. You have to believe in the eternal victim status. Volkish Spirit says, I don't think they even understand the Torah issue. They seem too low IQ to comprehend it. I don't know. I feel like it's pretty simple, honestly. The book that they made up that says they're chosen, that they're going to rule the world with their Messiah, like, it's pretty straightforward, I think. They're just blinded because they're religious, or they have religious friends, or they got religious supporters of the show. I mean, apparently criticizing the Torah and saying Judaism and Christianity and Islam are all fake is more controversial in these corners of the internet than questioning the Holocaust. But anyway, they're coming for the shutdown. Nothing in there is like actually inciting violence, or like the other girl, the girl in the podcast saying that they need to get them all, and is... I'm telling you, this is how their ADL's literally in Congress right now about to get these bills passed, and then you get a viral video like this that plays directly into their hands. Meanwhile, here are the churches. Look at this Israeli flag in the background. This is what a real church looks like.
Only God can do. Only God can do. Only God.
Biker and an old grandma. I love how this church is just like a biker gang and then old women.
Only God can do it. Only God can do it. Only He can save. Only He can heal. Only He can deliver. Only He can set free. Only God can do it. Do.
Christianity strikes again. Here's Paula White sitting down with Netanyahu and his wife. Get ready for some disgusting glazing and groveling. This is Trump's top faith advisor, speaks in tongues.
Just so honored to be sitting up here with, I believe, God's chosen for everyone. Israel and me being here in this is very sacred to me. It's very holy. It's intimately a part of who I am, not just somewhere that I'm going. I've been to almost 120, 30 countries, but Israel to me is home. I had an opportunity.
These traitors, even the white Christians don't even have dual loyalty. If they're really brainwashed into the Zio cult, Israel is first and foremost and only for them. Thanks to Jesus, thanks to Rabbi Jesus.
This was in the 80s, to come to Israel. I came to Israel, and I'll never forget, the Bible became alive to me. Every parable I read, every story I read, every word from Genesis to Revelation, it not only had historic meaning, which is vitally important, because if you don't know your history, you'll never know your destiny. It helped me understand my present. It backed it up with the archaeological, with science. with physical. So I could
She's like, oh, I went to Israel and the science proved Jesus is real. Okay, sure.
understand. I was the curious seeker. So I didn't understand, well, how did Jesus stand over here and say that? They didn't have microphones. How could they hear that? Until I actually went there and saw it was like an amphitheater. Right. I was like, my goodness. And there's where the seeds are and there's where the farmers are. And it all made sense. Beside that,
it all made sense. This is the Charlie Kirk argument. You go to Israel, you see where Jesus was baptized, you see where he was walked. So it's all real because you went to the place that they based it in. The science proves it.
It's got the best vegetables on the planet, and the best food.
Great food, yes.
And the most beautiful culturally placed. The people are
She's going to be like, I saw your Jesus boat, Netanyahu, right? White Stag?
so loving and so good. So not only did I start like that, but I then didn't just come back and want to see the sights. I brought thousands upon tens of thousands back to Israel because I think it's more than just praying for Israel. I think it's good for people to be here, but we must stand with Israel in every way.
Well, Mr. Prime Minister, as the steward over the nation of Israel and God,
we must in every way. Highest level Christian in America. Trump's appointed Christian. All the Christian Zionists that were shilling for Trump, this is what you got. You think these e-crusaders on the internet are going to take her position? This Volca Spirit says this is the correct way to be a Christian. This is true Christianity. Yeah. Hey, Christians, why don't you follow your oldest tradition and convert to be a Zionist like Paula White?
chosen people in this challenging hour as best as possible. Can you explain the spiritual weight of that assignment that you feel? And I know
New Yorker in exile sent $5. The greatest theft in history was the Jewish theft of God. People can't even think about monotheism without conjuring the Abrahamic conception.
Yeah. When anybody even like refers to God, everybody, pretty much everybody just imagines the Bible God. That's a good point. It's become like ubiquitous that it's Yahweh when you refer to God.
that there are Christians that are praying for you all over the world.
Well, first I want to thank them on behalf of the people of Israel and the state of Israel. I think people don't understand the depth of the support, the breadth of the support that we have in the Christian communities in the world.
People don't understand their support from Christians around the world. When the Jewish woman was asked in the clip the other day, like, do you support secular countries or Christian countries? She says, the Christian countries that support us.
And it is far more dominant than the engineered campaign and the social networks.
Yes.
And the engineered algorithms and the fake bots. I want to tell everyone who's watching us right now.
Yeah, I'm sure everybody against you is fake bots. You don't have any bots, though. You would never do any botting. They've been busted for botting and meddling in political campaigns. I think it was in Africa where they got busted. No, you and the NSO group and Psy group and all of your Hasbara, you would never do that.
Rumble. They have a monopoly on spirituality with the 3 Abrahamic faiths. Wake up and come home, white man. Look what you're doing. Bibi loves it when you worship Yeshua.
Yeah, he loves it.
Come to Israel.
Thank you, Watch the Collapse. I enjoyed your video the other day, too, with that Christian guy. Motivates me to go out and do something like that.
Especially young people of the Christian faith. Come to Israel. Come see the truth. Come see the Bible, the land of the Bible, and come see the land of the future. You'll be welcomed with open arms. So please do that. And don't listen to the lies.
That's right, yeah.
Don't listen to the lies.
Don't listen to the lies. We love you, Christians.
Caller, just to briefly touch on the importance of God's covenant with Abraham as it relates to Judaism and Christianity. And is Abraham a common thread between the two?
Well, absolutely. And just picking up on what Prime Minister said, it's so important, Joni. I say this often. You can be a Jewish person without being a Christian, obviously, but you cannot be a Christian without understanding the foundation where you came from, of Judaism. And while Abraham is the father of the nation and the people of Israel, he is our spiritual father of faith. We've been grafted in. We always say, I'm just glad that I'm part of the branch. We're not the root. We're just glad that we got on the tree. And it's so important to
guys. And then Christian copers online say, why do you attack Christians? Christianity is going to save us. Come on, guys. Look at the state of Christianity. Look at the fruits of Christianity. And you want to counter-signal me for exposing this whole charade?
Understand that. If you go back, of course, to Genesis 12:3, those that bless Israel
There it
will
is.
be blessed, and those who don't will be cursed.
Our favorite verse. Who could have guessed that will be the only verse cited in this talk?
Live out our faith and practice our faith, understand our faith, know our faith without understanding the foundation. You can't build a building and put up a window and put a door in. You must have the foundation. And if you don't understand the Old Testament, the Torah, as you know, I've spent most of my Christian ministry life, 40 years now, teaching the feast seasons, teaching
Hive
on
Tyrant
the things
36 cent $5 on Rumble. Christianity is the peel around the orange of Judaism.
That's right. The klipa, the peel, the husk, the shell that surrounds and conceals the divine spark of light of Judaism. Christianity is the shield of Judaism. I just did, J. True K. That's
of Israel and Judaism and the foundations that are so important.
Or even understanding that this is the only land that God ever made a covenant
Made
with
a
the
deed.
people.
It's
this
so
little piece of land.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
So he makes this covenant with this man, Abram, turns his name to Abraham, as we all know, and he
they're looking at each other, laughing and stuff like, oh, these stupid goyim. They really believe we're chosen and our land is holy.
was so wise with the wisdom of God that he literally purchased it with a deed, knowing that the farmer or his family, future generations would try to come steal the land, because it does matter. Listen, Prime Minister, we know there's nonsense and we have our own battles in America. Of lies and fallacy, and this is not the first one. We've had it in Christianity, where they tried to put in replacement theology or stand against Israel or the Jewish people.
Yeah, all you replacement theology are just going to be crushed as heretics and banned everywhere and kicked out of all the churches and not allowed in, barred from powerful positions. And you think you're going to turn it around within the system? You think you're going to take back the churches? You're showing no churches being taken back. You spend all your time online attacking pagans and tweeting about how the Jews hate Jesus.
And it's absolutely nonsense from cover to cover.
And coping and denying that Jesus is Jewish and your religion was started by Jews.
Genesis to Revelation. You never want to be on the wrong side of Hashem, the wrong side of God, or the wrong side of history. God has a sovereign people and he has a sovereign place. And there's a place both for the Gentiles. Romans in our New Testament lays out everything. We know exactly what he does from that chapter 1 all the way to the end. You can read from the beginning. And so we pray that there will be people unveiled. And I can say this to you, because this is not a spirit, it is a spiritual battle. Ephesians 6:12, we're not wrestling against flesh and blood. But it's devious, because there are people that are being like well-funded, as you said, to spread lies. But we know the truth sets us free.
Yes.
And the truth is that he is the God of the Bible. He is the God of Israel. He is the God of Judaism. And thank goodness we have been grafted in by our Father of faith. And he is the God of Christians.
Amen.
This is the God of Israel, the God of Abraham, the God of our faith. And there's no way you can fully embrace your faith without fully embracing and understanding why this is so important to God. And he speaks to us. We believe that. He speaks to us through his word. He speaks to us in our spirit.
He speaks to her when she speaks in tongues.
And as you come, you will not only form a new bond with God in a deeper, intimate relationship, but I promise you'll make friends. Israel is not only spiritually important, but it's so geopolitically important. America, we would not have the advancement that we have if it were not for Israel. Their technology, their medical, and defense in every area. We must always pray for the peace of
I think it's the other way around, lady.
Jerusalem. But my closing words are, do yourself a favor for yourself. Don't just be a hearsay over third person or second person, or even our information. Come be a person that gets firsthand experience. Save that money, come to Israel, and make sure that you understand and experience Israel. Therefore, it's not just praying, which we must pray. Pray for the peace of Jerusalem. It's not just standing. Some people do, some people don't. But you will be a part of it, and I promise you, you will gain God's heart.
You will gain God's heart. There's the, what does that say? International Fellowship for Christians and Jews. Jeez.
Help me, Jesus!
Just so honored to be sitting up here with, I believe.
Hey, if she's wrong and she's not a real Christian, what's stopping all the internet e-crusaders from convincing all of her flock? If the Bible's so clear and she's lying so much, why is it so hard for you to convince all of her audience that they should hate Jews for killing Jesus and the Jews are fake Jews and all of the other stupid shit that you guys believe? You just keep taking L's. Here's another L for the trad cats. Let us pray together that societies where coexistence seems more difficult might not succumb to the temptation of confrontation for ethnic, political, or religious or ideological reasons. Don't succumb to the temptation, my child, of racism and anti-Semitism, and open up your borders and take care of the foreigners. New message from the Pope.
Let us pray that societies where coexistence seems more difficult might not succumb.
Coexist, Goyim. Let's all coexist and worship Rabbi Jesus together.
To the temptation of confrontation for ethnic, political, religious, or ideological reasons. Jesus, Lord of our history, faithful companion and living presence, you who never tire of coming to meet us, here we are in need of your peace. We live in times of fear and division. Sometimes we act as if we were alone.
Don't be fearful and divided, my child. Welcome the world into your countries with open arms, and love them and teach them and pray for your enemy and turn the other cheek and give them the coat off your back. And Jesus was a refugee, and we're all children of Christ together.
Building walls that separate us from one another.
We don't need any walls and borders. Those are anti-Semitic. Jesus did not build walls. He built tables.
That we are brothers and sisters.
We are all brothers and sisters, evil white man being mean to this poor minority. I literally have Catholics attacking me and saying I'm anti-white for exposing the Catholic Church. I've literally got retarded Christians online attacking me, saying that the Catholic Church is the only institution that's going to save white people.
We are brothers and sisters.
Here's your brother.
Send us your spirit.
We are all brothers and sisters. This is what Rome looks like, by the way. This is probably right outside of Rome. All over.
Send us your spirit, Lord, to rekindle within us the desire to understand one another.
Yeah, Jack Stone, we can't even attack Christian Zionism without Christians coming in to gatekeep what we do and try to counter signal and lie about us. All they're doing is running cover for the whole Judeo conspiracy. Guys, when we got a big influencer in the chat, didn't I say this with Carlin the other day? If a big influencer comes and is watching the show and they're interacting in the chat, can you all not dogpile them and scare them off and run them off? Please? Is that too much to ask? I don't like it when I go into other chats and all the haters start attacking me on every little thing. All right?
To listen, to live together with respect and compassion. Give us the courage to seek paths of dialogue, to respond to conflict with gestures of fraternity, to open our hearts to others without fear of differences.
Do not open your heart. Do not be fear of your differences. We are all focused on our commonalities, all worshiping the King of the Jews together. Where are all the trad cats to get this under control, to take your churches back? You're disavowed, you're condemned, you're excommunicated, and then you sit around and attack me for exposing all the denominations of Christianity.
White_stag sent $10 on Rumble. Let's get some shekels in for Goishiak, so he doesn't have to be a carpenter or something else.
Yeah, guys, come on. Please don't make me start complaining again. We're an hour in, nowhere near the goal.
Of differences. Make us builders of bridges, able to overcome borders and...
Build bridges and overcome the borders. Dude, this is like the most woke leftist diversity. And this is what the Catholic Church is going to look like the next 20, 30 years. Well, this Pope just got in. He's not that old. And then I got idiot Catholics on here coping, attacking me, saying I'm anti-white because I'm attacking Christianity.
Technologies, able to see others through the eyes of the heart.
89 cent $10. Never trust an Abrahamic shaman.
Yep. Only Viking seers and heathen queens.
Recognizing in every person
I love the small hat, too. Literally wears a small hat.
an inviolable dignity. Help us create spaces where hope can flourish, where diversity is not a threat, but a
diversity is not a threat. Hey, Tradcat Internet, awful quiet about this video. Where are you now? They're like, I don't see anything. The Catholic Church is based. It's white. It's the white man's religion. The Catholic Church is the only thing that's going to save us. Hey, you're pretty Jewish to not want to be a Catholic and save the white race. Like, that's how retarded these Christians are online.
richness that makes us more human. Amen.
They're up to something over there. I can smell it.
Wow. I hadn't seen that all the way through yet. That was even worse than I imagined. I'm not kidding. What am I trying to do here? There we go. 6,000 likes. Brown Jewish cuck. That's funny. Christianity is anti-white. Very true. Universal. It's Jewish globalism. Christianity is Jewish globalism. Jewish Davidic messianic globalism. It's international Jewish God worship. And the Catholics will be like, some Anon frog Kuiper will be like, he's not a real pope. He's not a real Christian. Well, yeah, the Jews took it over, but like, we're going to take our churches back one day. And then we got Catholics like Sarah Stock, Catholic e-girl, fake blondes that say, posting about the real issues in our modern day that matter. Recently found out that 70% of Catholics don't believe in the real presence of the Eucharist. That's very concerning. 2,000 likes. Oh my God, the goy don't believe that the grape juice turns to blood when you say some magic words. That's very concerning. Yeah, the issues that really matter, the real problems facing our modern world here. A bunch of spiritual Jews arguing over if their magical cannibalism blood magic works. Speaking of all the, I can't wait to get to this Roseanne thing. It's outrageous. There's a new movie coming out. It's the Jewish John Wick, an Israeli movie called Guns and Moses. Some Jewish guy taking revenge on a bunch of
$5. Good call
Nazis.
on American Eagle yesterday. Shared on X, I did.
Thank you, Oddity. Yeah, I don't know if I might skip over the American Eagle thing today. Anyway, here's the new movie. The new Guns and Moses badass Jewish guy. 007 Noah Hyde Laws. Uh-oh, that's loud. Let's see this.
This attack, this crime against a Jewish community.
Anti-Semitic, some Nazi anti-Semitic attack on a Jewish community, blood libel movie, right?
Will not go unpunished.
See what I'm saying? Even in the movies, it's what are they portraying? The victimhood, the persecution, the evil, hating villain. This is the whole narrative. This is the script. This is the plot. Thank you, Pete Rules.
Pete Rules 247
awesome.
sent $10 on Rumble. Here's a $10. Keep it up.
Pete does rule.
Yes! That's awesome!
Thor's
Rune
Rune.
sent $10 on Rumble. So glad I wake up every day knowing I'm not a Noah Hyde respecter.
Yeah. Yahweh disrespecter. Hi, my name's Adam. I'm a Yahweh disrespecter.
Hands off my son! Your son's a member of a white nationalist hate group. Isn't the killer in custody? A suspect.
White nationalist hate group attack Jews for no reason, and now they're going to get their revenge. This is their revenge fantasies on Edom. This is all Kabbalistic Jewish Jacob revenge fantasies on Edom. And this is what, when they keep saying we're in 1930s Germany and the anti-Semitism is rising and they're trying to pass hate speech laws, that's where all of this is going. They love them. White Stag says they love them some Nazi revenge porn.
Nationalist hate group. Isn't the killer in custody?
Will not go unpunished.
Hands off my son! Your son's a member of a white nationalist hate group. Isn't the killer in custody? A suspect is in custody.
I told him what I found, then he was killed. What did you find? Why you want to play detective? Because no one else is.
Are you gonna find who did it and get me out of here?
Yes, I am.
When your enemy tells you that he wants you dead, believe.
Wait, is this rabbi, this Jew is saving the white nationalists? He's being set up? What? Or is this a Jewish guy in jail? I would think this is the guy that did the shooting and he's going to find the true shooter. Is that what's going on?
And get me out of here?
Yes, I am.
When your enemy tells you that he wants you dead, believe him.
When your enemy says that he wants you dead, believe him and rise and kill first. That's the motto that they have. And that's why when they share videos like this of this woman, oh, not this one, of this woman.
Jewish. If we can say
Listen, he has to do what he has to do.
But he had to do it.
$3 great job. What we heard.
I had to say it.
Soon create vision for what it's all for. Children being raised free of wireless soul-eating radiation. J propaganda.
Thank you so much for the big dono there. Let me read that one again. I missed it. Great job, what we are against. Soon create a vision for what it all is. Children being raised free of AI, wireless, soul-eating radiation, and J propaganda. Yeah, that's and healthy food and strong minds, strong bodies, strong families. Sorry, is that Nazi propaganda? Strong bodies, strong families, strong minds. No Judeo-Abrahamic mind viruses. They're like,
cool it with the anti-Semitic remarks.
Not allowed. John, what's up, John?
$20. A huge shout out to Conspiracy Truther. Thank you for waking up the Goyim on Instagram. On August 13th, he's having a dangerous heart surgery. We are all for you, brother. Wishing you all well and a speedy recovery.
Yes, thank you, John, for saying that. Yeah, I woke up to that comment from Conspiracy Truther, who's been a great fan of the show, great friend. He's shared a bunch of clips on his Instagram account. He's having a heart surgery coming up in about 2 weeks. So he's had some heart issues before, and we're all pulling for him. Hopefully he makes it out on the other side, although it's not looking good. So are you in the chat, Conspiracy Truther? You guys all know Conspiracy Truther. Follow him on Instagram and Twitter if you're not already, and wish him the best. Don't pray to Yahweh, but we can pray to Thor and Odin. Pray to the All-Father. So here's the contrast.
Your enemy tells you that he wants.
And get me out of here?
Yes, I am.
When your enemy tells you that he wants you dead, believe him.
Believe them. When they tell you that, believe them. And that's why they draw attention to this.
How do we take them down?
How do we take them down?
Yeah.
I mean,
gotta kill the motherfuckers.
I had to say it.
My bad, y'all.
That's how we win, huh? When they have all the power to talk like that. The genre of Jewish revenge fantasy on the white man is all the trend these days. All right, now here's Roseanne Barr, Rabbi Roseanne, clipped up on her show by our boy See Through It All. Roseanne using Kabbalistic talking points to describe the fall of Rome. And she knows what she's talking about, and she knows what she's doing. Because we know she said she follows Rabbi Kessin, and she is actually a rabbi. Money Music Studios. The movie's called Guns and Moses, not Guns and Noses. It's Moses, not Noses. Okay, let's listen to Roseanne's anti-Edom revenge fantasies rhetoric here. Oh, she's the sweetheart. She's the crazy old drunk grandma of the right wing in MAGA. I'm sure, yeah, thank you, Scooby. I'm sure Roseanne has the best interest of America. Right, Goys? Alex Jones's favorite?
Look at Europe. They won't exist in 5 years, 10 years. They always choose the wrong thing because they are so backward. They're so backward. They hate God.
Europe's going to be destroyed because they hate God.
They really hate God, and they really hate the Torah. You know, that's why they go crazy and with their anti-Zionist shit. They hate God. Because that's how it's going to go. And I hope people can hear me.
See, so opposing their crazy Zionist shit and their Torah is hating God, it's hating them, and it's not allowed. You become Amalek. And Europe will be destroyed. Europe and Edom and America will be destroyed because of it. This is the Jewish mindset, the Rabbi Roseanne mindset. She's right. I don't hate Yahweh. I think Yahweh is fake and Jewish, and I hate the effect that people believing in him has. But yes, I oppose your Torah agenda. I oppose the idea that you have a covenant with God and you were ever chosen. I oppose the idea of you having your king rule the whole world that I have to bow down to or get destroyed. Yes, I oppose that because I don't want to be your slave. They call us Amalek because we don't want to be your Noahide Shabbos Goy believing in Yahweh slaves. And the Christians love this girl. She gets standing ovation. She goes, the Jewish Jesus, standing ovation from all the Christians. Brought on all the big right-wing podcasts.
In the shit. They hate God. Because that's how it's going to go. And I hope people can hear me. That's how it.
They hate God. Remember, Ian Carroll goes on her show and it's like, yeah, it's just Satanists, just people that hate God. That's the real bad guys. It's not the Jews. It's the God haters. It's the Amalekites that hate God and don't want to be Noahide slaves. That's who the problem is.
It's going to go. It's going to go the way that God said it's going to go. Not the way the Vatican or any of those snake worshiping motherfuckers say it'll go. It's going to. Snake
worshiping? She says the Vatican and the Christians worship the snake, worship Satan. Christians always, anti-Semitic Christians always want to say Jews secretly worship Satan. That's not the conspiracy. The conspiracy is that they believe you actually worship Satan. Do you get that? She goes, oh, the God, like the way God said it's going to go. The Vatican, Europe, America, Edom is going to be destroyed. The children of Satan, they believe Satan is the guardian angel of Edom. Oh, but she's the queen. She's the queen of the right.
And I hope people can hear me. That's how it's going to go. It's going to go the way that God said it's going to go. Not the way the Vatican or any of those snake worshiping motherfuckers say it'll go. It's going to go the way the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob said it's going to go. You better wake up to it. It's not going to go the way Rome says it's going to go because Rome's falling.
Edom is falling. She knows Rome is identified with Edom, by the way. She's watched Rabbi Kessin. Rabbi Roseanne is on the anti-Edom shtick, giving us her anti-Edom
It's not
spiel.
going to go the way of their man-made religions. They're not going to survive it.
Oh, your Goyim religions are man-made, but ours is real. No, you invented your God too.
And God's going to win. So, I mean,
God wins. God wins. Melke, God wins. The Jews win. The Jewish God wins. Yeah, because of gullible Christians and Muslims that have been suckered into believing in that God. That's how that God
Rhoda
wins.
sent $5. Normal people do not believe that if there is a God, it is a Jewish God.
Most people do. Not everybody, but I would say most people do, especially in the West.
If you know that, you got to stay strong. But if you don't know it and you're easily...
You know that that's what it is, because if anybody says that they don't believe in the Bible, they always go, oh, you're an atheist? You don't believe in God? Oh, you don't believe in Jesus? You're an atheist. That's because they think their only conception of God is the God of the Bible.
So, I mean, if you know that, you got to stay strong. But if you don't know it and you're easily swayed, you know, it's your ass. That's why I say, ignore me at your peril. It's your ass. It isn't mine. Like Sojourner Truth said to all those white people when she went around lecturing, she said, I'm just trying to save the white people from going straight to hell. That's what Sojourner Truth said. And for me, I'm saying, you know, I want to save the Gentiles. I do, because I know they're trying, and I know that they do believe in the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
See, she only wants to save the Gentiles that believe in the Jewish God and are Noahides. Otherwise, God wins and you're going to be destroyed.
And so I'm trying to tell them what that means, and to wake up and not have your mind and soul and heart occupied by evil. It's time to wake up. The bottom line...
See, this is why I was so hard on Ian Carroll for going on her show and nodding and saying, yeah, it's not Jews, it's Satanists, right? Yeah, the evil satanic conspiracy, that's what it is. That's why. He's literally sitting there nodding along with a Kabbalah rabbi that wants to destroy Edom and rule with the Moshiach and their Noahides.
Is they do not want Torah to be true. They don't want...
We don't not want it to be true. We know it's not true. There's a difference.
The word of God to actually come here on this, you know, world, to come here.
Sphere.
That's what they fight. That's their enemy, is God. Their enemy is God and the Torah, and hence the Jewish people.
See?
And, you know, because...
You can't oppose their religion because it's an ethno-religion with the chosen people. Yeah, Ian Carroll also promoted the Schofield Cope. Exactly. Maybe Ian Carroll wants the West to fall. Maybe he does. Maybe that's why he's got a little Kabbalah bracelet on. If you oppose the Bible and the Moshiach ruling and the God of Israel enslaving all the Gentiles, well, then you hate God and you hate the Torah and you worship the devil and you hate Jews and you're going to be destroyed by God. How is this real life?
Jerusalem is an energy center as defined by God in the Torah when he said, you will go to Zion, because God was the original Zionist, of course.
Since Christianity and Islam...
That's what I always say. She's right. God was the original Zionist. He says he's the God of Zion, dwells in Zion. Zion's his holy mountain, everything Zion. Every Christian is a Zionist because they believe in the God of Zion. That's the real way you should look at it.
Both come from Judaism.
They do.
They do. No, I mean that.
No, I just look at them as branches of Judaism.
They are. Do you think this is like children rebelling against their father? Is it like just teenage, like, hey, dad, you fucked up. Jerusalem, I'll do a better job running it. Like every young buck gets with their dad or mom. Like, we can do a better job running this shit than you can. Do you think that's the Chrislam convergence? Like, the Jews have had their time. They're not doing a good job. We're young. We're going to do better. We're going to make it more profitable, blah, blah, blah. You think it's just that simple? Or do you think it's much more sinister? Like, hey, we're Satan. Let's combine our satanic shit and take out the chosen people of God because they're getting in our way of subduing the entire world population.
Bingo.
Okay. Well, then that's what I'm asking you. Okay. This is not Christianity and Islam and Judaism we're talking about. We're talking about like a sect of Satanists that are calling it Chrislam, where they're using extremists from the Islamic faith and the Christian faith to turn out against the Jew. Yeah?
There's your Gog and Magog satanic Christian Muslim alliance that they're describing.
Yes, that's exactly right. That's
Gold star.
That's the beast system.
It does seem that way when I watch someone. I don't want to keep giving her attention, but when I
yeah, these Christians and Muslims on Twitter coping, doing their copes and their memes. Yeah, that's the beast system. Not Palantir and Israel's Unit 8200 and their the Zionist technocracy and all these Jewish high-tech guys. No, that's not the beast. It's these kooks on the internet. It's Nick Fuentes and the Groypers and Stu Peters on the internet and Suleiman. That's the beast system. Yeah, okay. So gay.
Watch the the influencers that are definitely, this falls in line with who we're talking about. They definitely give Islam a pass for murdering thousands upon thousands of Christians
and Jews all over the place, all over the world. They give them a pass.
They do, and they only
And
highlight
the reason
Islam.
they give them a pass is because the Jews to them are demonic.
Yeah,
when you get into the whole thing about how they regard the Jews, damn.
All right, we're back. We had an internet drop. Refresh. Come back. Refresh. Just had an internet crash. We know. Okay, this is good. This is Jewish insider shit.
Why
right
would
here.
they think we're demonic when we gave them the Torah? Why would they think that?
Well, I don't think they think we're the real
The
Jews.
Torah is demonic.
Well, I'm going to tell you, because I talk to these people. They think the real Jews are actually Christians now, and the Jews like you and I are fake Khazarian Jews.
Well, that's replacement theology.
Right.
And I was there for all of that too when I was a leftist.
Yeah, it
But
comes from
all
the
of
left.
that is just to destabilize the family, destabilize people who believe, it's a war on the Bible.
Hold on. Claiming you're Khazarians is not a war on the Bible. It's exonerating the Bible. It's saying the Bible's not bad. It's only these fake Jews that are pretending to believe in the Bible and twisting it. It's not. No, it's not an attack on the family either. This is the same argument that Christians do. Oh, you don't want to worship Rabbi Jesus and Yahweh? Well, you hate families. You're a leftist, like all of these copes.
I was there for all of that too when I was a leftist.
Yeah, it comes from
all
the
of
left.
that is just to destabilize the family, destabilize people who believe, it's a war on the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's Marxism 101. It's a color revolution.
Don't you think it's strange that
See, believe in the Jewish Bible or you're a leftist and a Marxist. Sounds like an Alex Jones talking point.
people that say Christ is king are the ones that are so anti the Bible?
No, they're not anti-Bible. Christ is king is pro-Bible. It means you want to worship a king from the Bible.
Yeah.
It is. People like remember when we had.
I think that they don't know who Jesus was, and they don't know what he stood for. They don't know the history of the battle he fought, and they don't want to know. And
so what she means by that is kosher Jesus theory, the idea that Jesus was a Jew that was anti-Roman, and the Romans killed him, and then it was the Romans once that they twisted Jesus's message to make it anti-Jewish and idolatrous. So it's the Gentiles' fault. That's what she means by they don't know Jesus and they don't want to know Jesus. That's the view that they have of Jesus, by the way.
I don't know if they have the option to not know anymore, because I think God's going to make it clear that, hey, whose side are you on? Are you on the Lord's side? And of course they're not, most of them, because they're Cainites. Right. That's what it is. They come from Babylon and they're Cainites. Cain killed Abel, and they think that they're superhuman, and they think they're better than, in the Bible, it was a story of the Jews leaving Egypt. But if you were going to relate it to today, Jew would mean the working people. You have joined with the Cainites.
Yeah.
And the Cainite religion is the most vast religion in the world. It is the number one religion. It does control everything. Everything they say about the Jews, they mean Cainites.
Yeah.
And that's why I wanted to talk to all these people.
New kosher distraction. Oh, anybody that opposes the Bible is a Cainite. You mean Canaanites?
That I could set them straight, because they don't know. They don't know. And so they just revert. They can't create, so they just revert.
Yeah.
The Jews do control the world, but the Muslim Brotherhood stole the media from us. That's okay. Let them have it. But we do control this world because we believe in God. We're connected to God. It don't matter about evil bankers or none of them. It's us.
See, because they're the people of God, they control the world. They're the chosen people of God. They're the people of the book. And because all the billions of Christians and Muslims that believe it in these stories, that is the source of their true power. Not Hollywood. I mean, I'm not saying there's no power in Hollywood, but the root of the power, obviously bankers and Hollywood and everything like that, is arms of the power. But the point is she's saying, yeah, they do rule the world. Why? Because
You know,
of the
everything they say
religion.
about the Jews, they mean Canaanites.
Yeah.
And that's why I wanted to talk to all these people so that I could set them straight, because they don't know. They don't know. And so they just revert. They can't create, so they just revert.
Yeah.
The Jews do control the world, but the Muslim Brotherhood stole the media from us. That's okay. Let them have it.
So
We
absurd.
do control this world because we.
Right, White Falcon. I can't believe we live in an age where people take this hag seriously. Only reason why she was ever famous was from tribal cronyism. She is talentless and low IQ.
Believe in God.
I know. Is she? How did anybody ever think she was funny? She's hideous to look at. Has she ever said anything funny? Oh, she's just like the old drunk Jewish woman.
Don't matter about evil bankers or none of them. It's us. We know God and we believe in God and we believe in the Torah. So you know what?
I agree. Amen. I just want to say this.
Spoken like a true Jewish supremacist. And meanwhile, Christians will be like, she doesn't believe the
Zionist
Torah.
cuck sent $5 on Rumble. She was doing too much cocaine that night. Rabbi Wipeouta is her god.
Wipeouta.
But we control this.
Kino 556 sent $5 on Rumble. You should invite Roseanne on your show.
I would. Somebody emailed me or sent in a power chat the other day saying they wanted to see me on with Roseanne, or maybe it was I talked to somebody in a space about it. I'm like, I would love to talk to her. I doubt she would do it, though. Part of the reason I wanted to do a segment on her, maybe one of you guys will clip it and she'll see it. Last time I did a segment on Roseanne, Jake Shields shared it or posted the video of it. Haven't heard from him since about any interviews, though.
World, because we believe in God. We're connected to God. Don't matter about evil bankers or none of them. It's us. We know God and we believe in God and we believe in the Torah. So you know what?
I agree. Amen. I just want to say this real quick because I've been trying to get this out for a while.
Baruch Hashem. She believes in the Torah. She believes in Hashem. She believes that she's chosen. And if you disagree with her, then you will be destroyed. You will get yours. This is.
I have noticed a pattern.
Trump is King Cyrus. Trump is King Darius. Trump is the chosen of God. And if you turn on him, it'll be your ass.
Wow. Wow. Jeez.
Boy, that escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
King Cyrus? King Darius?
It did, didn't it?
King David? She had to blurt that out real quick.
Trump is the chosen of God.
Tells of
and
11 cent $5 in man. She's kinderhaut.
She looks way better these days than she ever used to from what I remember when she was younger. Like, she looks like today, like she would have been more attractive when she was younger, but she was actually grosser somehow when she was younger. Ugh. I mean, she still looks like that, though. Whoa. This Jewish mythology and blood libel against European people is flat out unacceptable. Now, here's the super mix, see through it all put, showing her, mixing her with all the rabbis.
Look at Europe. They won't exist in 5 years, 10 years. They always choose the wrong thing because they are so.
So under Edom sent $5. I bet this hag is popular outside flattered Christcock circles, just promoted by the Jewish media networks.
She is popular. She's got a huge YouTube channel. She gets on huge podcasts. She's like one of the most famous women on the right. Her and Laura Loomer went to the same surgeon. Really? She's like, Europe always chooses wrong. Europe chose not to be our slaves, so they will be destroyed.
They're so backward. They hate God. They really hate God, and they really hate the Torah. You know, that's why they go crazy and with their anti-Zionist shit. They hate God. It's not going to go the way Rome says it's going to go, because Rome's falling. It's not going to go the way of their...
Calling us Rome is a blood libel, by the way. It's a call for genocidal blood libel on Europe to call us Rome.
Man-made religions. They're not going to survive it.
They hate God. Isn't it funny? That's the same argument in Cope I hear from the Christians. They go, he just hates Jesus. He hates Jesus so much, he hates his parents, like Nick Fuentes said. Same exact argument. Ultimate J. Karen.
01 sent $5 on Rumble. Roseanne is the ultimate J. Karen.
Oh, you criticize Jews and you don't want to be a Noahide slave? Well, you hate God. Christians are like, you hate Jesus. You don't want to bow down to the King of the Jews? You hate Jesus.
And God's going to win. The bottom line is they do not
Tales of
want
11
for
cent
it to
$5. I'm obviously kidding. This is fugly.
Right.
be true.
She's got so much makeup on too, by the way.
They don't want the word of God to actually come here on this, world, to come here.
Sphere.
That's what they fought.
We don't want you to carry out your agenda like you're trying to do. Correction.
That's their enemy, is God. Their enemy is God. And
God's on my side. God chose me.
The most famous of Esau's descendants was a guy named Rome. Rome, considered at some time the capital of Europe, is a descendant of Esau.
The Torah says that Esau, he is Edom. And Edom is one of the way it represented itself in the world was the Greek Empire. It's also the Roman Empire, and it's of course the Nazis as well, and others.
Esau, founder of the Nazis. Esau is the father of the Romans, the Greeks, the Nazis, Haman, all the evil people in the world are the children of Esau.
Esau is the ancestor of the nation of Edom, and the rabbis of the Talmud believe that the Edomites were the ancestors of the Romans. And the Roman Empire, of course, destroyed the Jewish temple in Jerusalem in the year 70 CE, which is bad enough for the Romans to earn an eternity of enmity from the Jewish people. But that's not all. A few hundred years later,
in eternity, they will hate us for eternity. They want their vengeance and hold the grudge.
The Roman Emperor
that's the real blood libel.
Constantine converted to Christianity, converted the Roman Empire to Christianity, and spread it throughout the whole world. And so therefore, just like the biblical Yishmael is seen as the ancestor of the Arabs and thus of Muslims, Esau is considered to be the ancestor of Christianity.
89 sent $10. I sent you an email with some interesting takes.
Thanks, ABX. I'll take a look for that. Didn't see it.
And therefore, in some way, a harbinger for all the oppressions and crusades and anti-Semitic violence that Jews in Christian lands experienced in the subsequent 2 millennia. Esau is a prototype, a symbol, a milestone of Jew hatred.
What Yaakov had all night with the minister of Esav, that's what's going to happen to the children of Yaakov, from the children of Esav until the end of days. But just like the Jews...
Yeah, Swindler's List says all Europeans must suffer for what some Romans did 2,000 years ago, according to Jews.
Suffer from the Goyim. The children of Esav is almost the entire world, besides the Ishmaelim, the Arabs. All the anti-Semite Europeans, the Germans, the Americans, the Russians, it's all children of Esav. We're going to suffer tremendously from them. The Holocaust can prove it, and other problems. But just like Yaakov survived in the end, and he was crippled, he touched in the Gida Nashe, in the ligament in the back, and Yaakov was crippled, meaning the Jews got hurt, but not died. Yes, they'll suffer. Yes, they would lose a lot of people. Yes, the Goyim will murder millions of Jews. Yes. But in the end, when the Messiah would come, the sun would rise to the Jewish people, and there would be a very happy end. Just like the morning came and the light came, and Yaakov got saved from the supervisor of Esav, That's how the Jews would end. The Jews are
the supervisor of Esav is Satan in Samael in their Kabbalistic story. And just as they were persecuted because of Jesus and Christianity, in the end, they're going to overcome and win and get their vengeance.
compared to grape.
And that's what we're seeing unfolding right now with this anti-Edom narrative and the rising anti-Semitism that I've been talking about in almost every show for like 6 years.
Like the grape. Everyone step on a grape, but once the wine comes out, what does the wine does to those who step on it? Knock them down. You understand? You first step on the grape, then the wine becomes ready, you drink one glass. So the Jews in the end will survive, and all the anti-Semite enemies will all fall down.
And so Esau is a different kind of an enemy of Israel. He's not like Ishmael, who believes in God. Esau rejects God altogether. When you attack the people of Israel, you are attacking God. It's one and the same.
The Holocaust, it's so shamed Western culture into abandoning anti-Semitism, but that wasn't going to last because anti-Semitism, Jew hatred, is a permanent facet of the West. It is, I believe, based...
A permanent facet of the West. We see Mark Levin and Josh Hammer, some top Zionists in the media, say it's in our DNA, it's in our blood. It's a law of nature. Esau hates Jacob. These are blood libels.
And the hatred of the God of the Jews, who is now the God of everybody because of Jesus Christ. And I think that is why people want to expel the Jews, because they want that God out of their life where he keeps bothering their conscience about their sins.
Yeah, so accept their God or you're evil and you're Amalek and you'll be destroyed.
The judgment will take place on Mount Zion. This is where Edom will be judged, and there will be not one survivor of Edom.
Esav lost his olam haba for lentil soup. $5. $5 in a kosher shop here. You have soup? What's the soup of the day? Chicken soup. How much? $8. For $8, you lose your olam haba.
The blessing.
Imagine Esav now.
This world.
Everybody in the world, in synagogues, in mosques, in churches, even in universities, read about the stupid deal he made. I'm the father of the Roman Empire, the father of the Greek Empire, probably the Babylonian. You have to check the genealogy. The father of all these heroes, lost my olam haba for $5, lentil salt.
So the Esau and the Romans sold their birthright in the world to come, olam haba, that's what he's saying. Sold our birthright by abandoning the pagan gods and the greatness of the Roman Empire, and then becoming Christian.
Comes and he finds out and begins to scream. Twice Yaakov deceived me. One time he took away the Bechorah and fooled me.
So their whole story is Jacob deceiving Esau, but the Jews would never deceive the Romans with a religion to give up their birthright. No, it's only like their number one story between Esau and Jacob.
For lentil soup. And now he took my blessing, and Yitzchak said to him, what can I do? I already ordered you to be his servant.
You're their servants.
To be servant. Meaning that the Gentiles will have to serve the Jews always. Why? Because this is written in the book of God. There's nothing you can do about it.
And if you oppose what the book of God says, you will be destroyed and God will destroy you. The Jews will destroy you. God, Mizrachi really lays it out plain and simple, huh?
Ultimately, and become a third world. Right. Just like he's done to all the civilizations. It's not only the retribution for sins. Many of the nations have engaged in sins that destroy civilizations. Right. And guess what? None of them are around. None of them. The only one around is Jews. Do you ever wonder why? Exactly. Because they're the only one who observes the Torah and will bring
Torah.
righteousness and holiness and divinity to the world. What is the redemption? And I can actually tell you what the steps are. 1, It is the end of the exile. That's step one, where evil is destroyed and the Jews are no longer subject to any type of external force at all. You see, there are no nations.
Dude, his voice, his mouth noises that he's making, can you imagine the breath on this guy?
That will persecute the Jews. That's gone.
2/3 of the world won't exist, will cease to exist. If you ever wanted proof to this prophecy, that's your proof. Zechariah chapter 13, verse 8, it's talking about, 2/3 will die, 1/3 will remain. And it's not saying Jews, no, there's no faith at this point, it's people. That's a chunk of people. You're talking here about, if we're looking at the size of the population of the world right now, 8 billion, you're looking about 2.5, 3 billion people.
The nations of the world will run to serve the Jewish people because that's where you can access a divine presence. You see, God loves Jews. He really loves mankind, but mankind has terribly disappointed him. Terribly disappointed him. That's what he really loves.
The Jews do control the world, but the Muslim Brotherhood stole the media from us. That's okay, let them have it. But we do control this world because we believe in God. We're connected to God. It don't matter about evil bankers or none of them. It's us. We know God, and we
it's their religion.
We believe in the Torah. So you know what?
I agree. Amen. I just want to say this real quick because I've been trying to get this out for a while and we haven't done episodes on it, but I have noticed a pattern.
Trump is King Cyrus.
I love how she just like cuts him off all the time. We don't need to hear the King Cyrus rant. She always cuts him off. World's Greatest Rabbi Mix by John Garadas. Let's do this one. I think we might end on this. I'll cover the Sydney Sweeney
sent
and this fight
on
and
Rumble.
other stuff
Oy
tomorrow.
vey. My precious Jewish phone book is under attack. Shut it all down.
I got to give the computer, thank you for that. I got to give the computer a cool down before I join Carlin over on her channel in 30 minutes. So we'll finish with this last little compilation, the latest from John. Insane mix of Rabbi Cressman, one of our favorite rabbis.
God cannot
for sure. Let's hear this.
There are actually
Got
people
some nice
out there
music
in the tens, if not hundreds.
We'll close out to this one. Thanks everybody for watching. Thanks for all the donos that you supported. T-shirts still available at nomorenews.org. Subscribe star link below. P.O. box link below. Like it, share it, clip it. Thor's ruined my precious phone book. Shut it all down. Yeah. Thank you, everybody. I'll see you guys in a few minutes. Need More Amalek says Tovia Singer called Trump King Cyrus again from a few days ago. I never knew he called him King Cyrus. I didn't know that. Anyway, appreciate you all. Everybody have a nice day. I'll see you on Carlin's show in 30 minutes, or I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.
There are actually people out there in the tens, if not hundreds of millions around the world who actually believe that these, I'm not even joking, I couldn't believe when I saw this, bunch of old rabbis sitting in and demolished before the coming of Mashiach. The world as we know it is over. Those who are still in Christianity.
Oh my God, I love this. Oh, just leave us alone. We just want our books to be left alone. Then he cuts to another edit. Everything will be destroyed. They will all bow to us. Like, it's such a joke.
Believe Jeebus and all that good stuff.
Jeebus.
Satan and Christianity are